Hey everyone, welcome back to This Week in Niche Pursuits News. I'm excited to introduce the news to you to cover some things that Jared and I are working on, our weird niche sites, and a whole lot more. So, Jared, how you doing today?
Very well, very well. I'm excited to talk about the news. Just kind of coming back from our company retreat, I feel a little out of the loop here. So I had to kind of spend the morning refamiliarizing myself with what's going on in the news, but I'm ready to go.
Yeah, now you were gone over the weekend, weren't you? Because one of the biggest items, news items, happened over the weekend. Uh, so maybe we'll jump right into that because this is one of the most bizarre sort of corporate events and CEO ousting that I've ever seen. Um, of course, everybody listening to this probably already knows it, but it was like such big news that we at least have to talk about it. Uh,
Before we jump into the podcast, I wanted to let you know that today's episode is sponsored by Search Intelligence. Here's a short clip of Ferry from Search Intelligence showing you how their agency built digital PR links to a client's website.
This campaign got us big links in websites such as Lifehacker, Wales Online, Daily Record, and about 20 other news websites. Let me show you how we've done it. We knew that people will be flying a lot this summer, and we knew that journalists will be writing about this topic a lot. So, on behalf of our client, we put together a nice guide about how to fall asleep on the plane. Then we use Muckrack to find journalists who write about travel. Then we put our advice in a nice email and send the tips to the journalists. Within just a few days, the links started landing, securing our client natural placements in really big websites, just like this, and this. This is a great example about how you can leverage seasonal trends to earn links to a website. Anticipate what journalists want to write about at all times and give them the stories that they need. They will reward you with some great, juicy links. I hope this is helpful.
If you want similar link building PR campaigns for your website, head to search-intelligence.co.uk and get in touch with them now.
OpenAI ousted Sam Altman as the CEO of OpenAI. The board did. And now the board was comprised of, I think, 6 members. None of them are actually stockholders or hold any stock in the company. So it's sort of this outside board that just said, you know what? We don't trust Sam. We're going to oust him as the CEO. And I don't know that the full extent of all the details of reasons why were given, other than their comment of they didn't feel like they could trust him. I can't remember the exact wording was, but essentially,
Lack
for some
of
reason,
transparency and candor, I think was the
there
phrase.
you go.
Yeah.
That's right. And there was some rumors that Sam was going to start up another company or something, and they got wind of it. That may have had something to do with it. But that was on Saturday, Sunday,
That was
Saturday,
Friday, I think.
Friday.
I kind of
Okay.
pinned where I was, and I was getting text messages while I'm out hiking.
Yeah. So that was Friday, and here we are by basically by Tuesday the next week. Sam Altman is back as the CEO. There was so many complaints. Other people within OpenAI quit their jobs and said, "We're leaving with Sam. We're out of here." And Microsoft, of course, stepped in immediately and said, "We want Sam. Like Sam, like we don't know what's going on, but we want to work with you. Please come on, work on the Microsoft team. We'll basically allow you to work on these AI projects that you want to work on, and we'll make it happen." And so for a brief period, he was at Microsoft, and like 500 team members from OpenAI signed a letter saying, "Hey, we're leaving as well. We're out of here." And so the board and everybody reversed course, and now they have brought back Sam on as CEO of OpenAI. So if you missed all this news, OpenAI is back to kind of where it was, right?
Let's see. I think this is really interesting for a couple of reasons. I think a lot of people will be interested by it. I mean, we're not, Spencer and I don't run companies that have boards of directors that govern us. And, we're not, we don't have any equity backing our company. So a little bit out of water here, but the board got rid of Sam, and really because of it's a very mysterious sort of scenario, right? They just kind of said lack of candor, and they haven't really come clear about that even now to this day. But I think it's really interesting when you look at some of the details here. So Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI. They do not own 50%. They do not own a controlling majority. They also don't have a seat on the board.
Right.
They have
It's kinda
no seat on the
crazy.
board. And I believe from what I've read, that's because of the nature of AI and trying to keep this as a altruistic, nonprofit sort of environment. We know that the company has shifted from straight nonprofit to a very complicated sort of nonprofit, sort of for-profit structure. So this is bound to happen. Microsoft sees tons of dollars on the table. I'm now projecting, but they see tons of dollars on the table, and they see that OpenAI is really leading the charge in what is fast becoming the leading tech growth market going forward, which is AI. And they don't have a seat at the table. They own it, but they don't have any controlling interest of it. So when Sam
Right.
left, I'm curious, did they see an opportunity to basically say, cool, we'll just take Sam and all that he's doing and bring it inside of Microsoft and bypass all this? And then I'm wondering what happened when Microsoft had to reverse course and almost give Sam back to OpenAI. I'm
Mhm.
curious now, do they at least get a seat at the board going forward? I'm just kind of curious how this all plays out, because this is all about, money at the end of the day, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and that's what it sounds like, reading the news is that Microsoft there's definitely changes happening to the board from what I understand. That's still playing
Yeah,
out, but
several
that
members
is
are
a
gone that we
big
know of. Yeah.
yeah, several members are gone. Sam's gonna get a seat at the board. It sounds like Microsoft's gonna end up, with a seat, and, will probably expand, a little bit as well. So we'll see where that all ends up. So when I say, OpenAI is the same today as it was, a few days ago, well, that's not really true. There's now,
Yeah.
some different seats at the board. Who controls it and moving forward? Microsoft, it feels like, has a little bit more power, and it feels like Sam has a little bit more power. And so I can guarantee you that probably not anything crazy like this is going to happen again in the future without Sam and Microsoft being a part of that.
A lot
So
of analogies were drawn to Steve Jobs when he left Apple, got fired by Apple, and then 12 years later came back and led a resurgence and all that. And true to the nature of AI and the fast-moving pace that we live in with the world of AI and how fast things change, it didn't take 12 years to bring Sam back. It only took 4 days.
there you go. That's right. Everything's faster in the AI world, I guess. So how does this impact content creators? Right? We use OpenAI as bloggers. These are tools that we're definitely either using directly, or a lot of other tools we use via API with the OpenAI. Um, and so it's fascinating to follow. But any other insights on how you think this impacts us directly? Why this is so important to follow?
Well, if we take a step back and look at it, the board of OpenAI seems to have been more in favor of a slower approach to AI, a more cautious approach. Microsoft seems to have had the position of a more advantageous or more accelerated approach to AI. I think now that the Microsoft Sam side ended up winning this little tussle, we'll see a more accelerated version of OpenAI and ChatGPT hitting the market. Maybe a little bit more ungoverned. And I'm really reading into it here, but I think that that's clearly what Microsoft wanted out of all this. That's why they brought Sam in when he got ousted. Sam doesn't just represent Sam, right? He represents all of his contacts and all of his deep interactions with the investors and stuff. So I guess that's about the only other thing. I think on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis, the OpenAI just continues on as it is. We just send a
Yep.
different board and different people write the paychecks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's super fascinating. This company, well, the company's older than a year, but ChatGPT, the big breakthrough product, is about a year old at
Yeah.
this point. And so, talk about things happening quickly. That's what's going on, right? All constant changes, and tools that are evolving and getting better and better every day, that are making our jobs as bloggers hopefully easier. But of course, as we've talked about, it impacts Google, blogging, the content world in a whole number of ways.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a crazy month. Obviously, OpenAI the week prior, had a huge summit where they launched a ton of new things. They launched GPTs, right, where we could all create our own GPTs, and then this happened. It's been such a month in the world of OpenAI, specifically related to ChatGPT. Not even the larger AI sense, just in the ChatGPT world. So.
yeah. No, it's very exciting. So let's go ahead and move on to our next couple of subjects here. We actually do have a couple of topics, of course, related to AI. But we are going, and I guess this next one kind of does, and I don't know. It's something called Google Simple Search, or at least something that's being tested out. And so, Search Engine Roundtable recently had an article that we've got pulled up here that basically you have the ability to. It looks like click a button called not click the simple search button, but it allows you to kind of filter your search query to simplify it, right? So you might do a query and then it has some tabs underneath that to click. Looks like, I don't know, am I getting this right? You can click simple search and it kind of impacts the results that you're seeing.
I don't really understand a lot about it. I have not been able to replicate it, but I mean, I think what I have up in front is the article on search engine or SEO, Search Engine Roundtable by Barry Schwartz. And, I think he says it best. It may dumb down the search results when you want something more simple. Google shows the simple search. It just seems like, sorry, am I reading too far into this? But is it another strike against SGE and its success in the market right now?
Maybe so, because as I understand it, and a couple of people mentioned on Twitter that it removes the SGE results, right? If you click this simple search, it then removes any SGE results that may have been included. So,
And again,
I would.
over the last 6 months, we've gone from a massive SGE window everywhere all the time to a lot more queries that result in a very simplified or refined SGE window, to now potentially the ability to actually not even get an SGE window, but even simplify the typical Google search.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just because we've been covering the news here on this podcast every week, or Google really is trying to innovate and change search results faster than ever before. But I feel like there are so many experiments happening that I've never noticed this many in the past. I mean, just last week we talked about, I think, 3 different things. We had notes and sort of personal perspectives and being able to follow topics of interest. And now we've got this sort of the simple search that's all happening. And so many things are being tested as partly a response, I imagine, to AI, right? They're trying to figure out, okay, when does SGE work? When does simple search work? When does personal perspectives work? And we're seeing so much happening. It's fascinating to me.
I feel like it used to be like you'd see all these tweaks in search, but it would be like, oh, the favicon is larger now, and
Right.
like
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing those kind of tweaks, but not like, oh, hey, the very nature of the search engine result page has drastically shifted again for the 5th time this year.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to alter before, like you said, it was like more about the layout of the page and things that
Colors,
happened.
it went from blue to green or something.
And now it's the nature of how you search. They're trying to change. It feels like how we actually search. It's not just type in a box, but it's, hey, type this query, click this button. Maybe you'll get AI. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll see something you're interested in because you clicked a follow button at one point. So, anyways, just fascinating. Another tidbit for people to be paying attention to.
This is one of those things that you and I spend so much time talking about, right? It's like one of
Yeah.
these things where probably like my dad boots up the internet and he's like, oh, that's weird. Looks a little different today. Yeah,
We'll click
I
that.
must just be, whatever. We spend hours talking about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, and half these things that we talk about, the real world will never see,
Yeah,
right? These will all be Google test labs that we'll talk about for months, and then they'll kill off simple search in a couple of months. But
so good.
Such is life. So, but
hey, again, just have to comment on it because that's what we do here.
We
like
do.
Another strike against SGE, another small and really more of a moral victory, though, for the blogger out there.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that. So, so hopefully, that's some good news. I like that spin on that. That's very good. So, and then sort of the next 2 topics that we have are, gosh, I mean, they're about shopping. Here we are. We're at Black Friday season, and I suppose I should have opened with that here on the podcast. Is that Happy Black Friday.
That's a good point.
We are releasing this episode. It will be Black Friday. And so hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for listening in on Black Friday. And we are actually going to be talking about several Black Friday deals, kind of coming up. We thought it would be fun to kind of share some of the best deals that are happening today that we're aware of. And so it just seems appropriate that we have a couple of topics related to shopping that are being released and tested right now. So the first one is Google, that you can get AI generated gift ideas. So you've got this pulled up. How does this work?
So, I think we're all used to typing something like the analogy they give here is, let's see, great gifts for home cooks. But you'll now see a variety of subcategories. And so they kind of are basically allowing you to almost choose from popular search queries inside of the main query. So kind of think seed keyword and then secondary keywords to then refine what you're looking for. And they're using AI and SGE to kind of navigate this. So the idea is great gifts for home cooks, but then they're saying, do you want a specialty kitchen tool and gadget? Do you want gourmet ingredients? Do you want a kitchen appliance? And then from there, the shopping results that Google has traditionally offered will spiral down and whatnot. So it's I wouldn't say it's revolutionary, but I think it's indicative of what they maybe want to do with SGE going forward, especially in light of some of the things we've been talking about, where it isn't necessarily working as well for standard search.
Right. So it looks like they're using the generative AI to suggest additional categories or to refine the gift ideas that perhaps you have. That is smart, right? They want more and more people to buy. They want to be able to display more ads within the shopping results. So it's kind of like, if you've got a red hot visitor searching for shopping results, like, let's make them just keep, figuring out new ideas, which again is smart. If I go to Google or Amazon and I type in what's a great gift for a 9-year-old boy, right? My son's age. I would be tempted with, here's some additional. You want science-based ideas? Do you want outdoor-based ideas? Do you want XYZ, right? I could see how you could really go down the rabbit hole with some of this.
I mean, we were driving home yesterday as a family from our 201 Creative Company retreat and whatnot, which I talked about last week on the podcast. If you watched, I was actually in our cabin recording. Glad to be back here, by the way.
Yeah,
the setup is significantly superior here.
Yes, you sound great today.
Yeah, much better. But I was driving home. My wife and I were talking about, hey, it's, time to start talking about Christmas gifts. And, the kids have their headphones on the back and they're watching their stuff. And we're talking. And I'm not kidding you. For a couple of hours, she was browsing. I would just look over on her phone. She was browsing Amazon. And I don't know exactly what she was doing, but basically she was getting ideas, right? She was browsing on Amazon for different ideas. She kind of started with like an idea like, we need this jacket for our daughter, right? A snow jacket. But you could see she was almost using Amazon to browse. And it really called out what this, I think, is trying to do. If you want a pair of iPods, you go and you buy the pair of iPods. That's not what this is for. This is for the person who's saying, what we have on the screen, like, puffer jackets, like, ideate, talk to me. Like, I don't really know exactly what I want beyond this kind of concept.
Exactly. Yeah. Shop similar looking items, shop, related items. And super smart on
Now,
Google's part.
Did you see that you can try on clothes now with SGE?
I didn't see that.
So this is great. And
we should have tried and done that live here on the podcast, Jared.
I know, I was thinking about it, but we've had so many technical issues, I don't dare try this. So you can actually take a piece of clothing, the model, what we have on screen here in front of us is a J. Crew organic cotton something or other button-down shirt. And you can basically pick from one of 40 models to try to find the model that looks closest to you. And then they will put that pair of clothing on that model.
Oh, interesting.
And so you can kind of try to find if you're there, or if you're buying for someone, I guess you would pick the model that most closely recognizes them. You can select from 40 models ranging in skin tone, body shape, height, and size, so you can make a more confident decision. How far are we away from just being able to upload a photo of yourself? And I mean, it can't be that far at this point.
I don't think so. And in fact, I could be wrong, but I think there might be services that do that already. Google isn't doing that, but I think there are other shopping apps that are entering these waters. Yeah, you just upload a photo of yourself and it'll show you what you look like in the clothes. I haven't tested that, so somebody can call me out if they know of one that works really well, or if it doesn't exist, if I'm just dreaming. But yeah, kind of fascinating for sure.
Hey,
I
we've
mean,
got some other
I
shopping news to talk through.
yeah, I was just gonna say I don't like to shop. I don't like going in stores, so this is all great news for me, right?
Yeah.
Anything I can do to not have to go try on the clothes or pick up the item, make my life easier is even better. So, but this next one that we're talking about here is for Amazon, right? So, during the is it during the Super Bowl or is it just during
Friday.
NFL's first? Black Friday. That's right.
I guess
The Black Friday game.
there's a Black Friday NFL football game, which I think is new.
Yes.
It's on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime Video. They got the rights to this game.
There
it
you
looks
go.
like.
Yep.
And boy, this is next level advertising, right?
That's right. So during the game, they're going to have shoppable ads that you can basically scan a QR code and make instant purchases. If you're during the game or during the commercial breaks, I guess we'll see how that all plays out. But really interesting. This does remind me of the Super Bowl ad that Coinbase did. I believe it was last year that was wildly successful, where basically they had a QR code that was just bouncing around the screen, and didn't say a whole lot. I don't know if there was any words. Anyways, it got a ton of people to pull out their phone, scan the QR code, and then they, signed up for Coinbase, start trading crypto. So
I regret that.
that did apparently way better than I would have imagined a QR code bouncing around a screen did. And I doubt that's why Amazon is doing this, but I mean, since COVID, QR codes are a part of life, whether we like it or not.
Yep.
They are here to stay, and Amazon's tapping into that. Pull out your phone, scan this, buy right there while you're watching the Black Friday football game.
Here's what I'm hoping for, Spencer. I'm just hoping. Now, this is equivalent to winning the lottery. I realize this, but I am hoping that one of the shoppable ads they present on screen will have one of my influencer videos on it.
That, you know what? Like
That would be
that would be the ultimate. Like, I think you did pretty well that day.
You'd log in the next day and just be like, wow, I guess Black Friday on the influencer program is good. 3,000% increase.
I had 1,000 people buy this item. Like, what happened? That would be awesome.
I'm gonna guess they probably turned shoppable ads off, shoppable videos off for that. But yeah, kind of a fun tie into our influencer stuff. But I mean, I hope we get to hear how this does. I don't really watch the NFL, but I'm gonna try to watch the game or at least part of it on just to see how they deploy this.
Yeah, I think I'll pull it up as well. And so,
by the way,
so we'll see.
I was gonna say, if you're listening, that's today. Or you might have missed it if you're catching it over the weekend. So,
That's right. Turn on the game right now.
Might be on now.
It could be because I know on Thanksgiving they have games that are like 10 in the morning Pacific time, right? And so maybe Friday will be roughly the same.
Let's see. I'll try to find
of
the
when
time
that
right
will be.
Here while we're talking.
Yeah, pull that up.
Friday.
But
okay, so it looks like it's on at 12 p.m. Pacific.
There you go.
3 p.m. Eastern, and that probably puts it around 8 or 9 p.m. in the European market.
Yeah, so pull up the game and buy something on Amazon. While you're listening to that.
That's what they're hoping for.
Listening to this. So
thanks for Glenn Gabe for either catching that or finding. I don't know where he got that from, but that's who we're sharing it with.
Yeah, exactly. And so, speaking of Black Friday and Amazon influencers, clicks are way up for the Amazon influencer program. I know you've been saying that your earnings are way up, so it's kind of fun to see. I think we'll do like a post-mortem after the holiday season. I think we'll share all our results of what's happening.
Did you see what I pulled off while I was at our cabin up in Lake Tahoe?
I don't know. Remind me.
Caught you off guard. You and I, we don't see everything each other does. No, I was up there, and about 2 days in to stay in this cabin, I look around and I'm like, that's a nice coffee maker. I should make an influencer video about that.
I did.
And so then I walked around the cabin with my app. You can scan stuff. And then the morning before we left, I carved out 2 hours and I made 26 influencer videos in the end.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, look at you. See, that's smart, opportunistic. You're staying at a nice cabin. They probably got some nice stuff.
They
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Pay
So
for your trip, if you earn some commissions.
that's what I mean. I mean, there's some very high end stuff. There's a bunk bed that my kids slept in. Like the thing was expensive. Let me tell you. What else did we get? We got a couple nice coffee makers, a refrigerator, a Samsung refrigerator. I mean, who knows? We'll see.
Wow.
I know.
Cool.
And the fun thing is,
So
I had used all of it for a couple days, so I actually felt confident talking about it. Like when you get into a new place, like you kind of got to figure out how the coffee maker works. You don't have to figure out how to use every feature, but you have to figure out how to brew the coffee. And I had done that, so I could confidently talk about the features I had used.
there you go. So
Anyways.
I love it. Always taking the opportunity to earn a buck. That's good.
Oh,
But yeah, that is very relevant though. I mean, Black Friday's here. We're doing Amazon influencer videos, but we also have other deals, and we wanted to kind of take this section instead of doing our normal side hustle shenanigans, just kind of talk about some of the biggest Black Friday deals that we're aware of, kind of share what's going on out in the industry today.
I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. Just wanted to take a short break and remind you that today's episode is sponsored by Search Intelligence. I've got a short clip from Ferry at Search Intelligence showing you how their agency built digital PR links to a client's website.
This is how we landed massive links for our client in The Sun, a DR90 website, and many other UK news websites. We have used freely available data from YouGov to simply find out what the nation's favorite car brand is and which brands people love the most. Of course, Rolls-Royce came out on top, Aston Martin second, and Jaguar third. We put these insights in a short email and sent it to journalists that write about cars and to national news desks on behalf of our client. Within a few days, our client got featured in all the Suns, as well as many regional newspaper sites in the UK, gaining DR90 links to their leasing comparison website. YouGov website is full of unlimited PR stories with data already available for free. All you have to do is to start researching their data and start asking the data questions. You will be surprised of the unlimited PR campaigns that you will find there that can help you build massive exposure and links to your or your clients' websites. I hope this video is helpful and inspirational.
Are you looking for similar link building PR campaigns for your website? If so, just go to search-intelligence.co.uk and get in touch with them today.
Now, of course, I do own a couple of tools myself, and so I'm going to lead off with those. But these are big deals. So Link Whisperer, my internal linking plugin, is $30 off. $30 off today and through next Tuesday. I believe it is. So it's like the dates are wrong on this screen. I'm going to fix those, but it's the 24th through the 28th is actually when the deals are live. But it's $30 off all plans. And what is even makes this even more interesting, I think, is that little inside scoop here is that prices for Link Whisper will be going up by $20 in the new year. In 2024, the price is going from $77 to $97 a year. So if you get it now, it's $47 for the year, and that's locked in forever. Like as long as you're subscribed, your annual price is $47. If you wait until January 1st, your annual price is $97. So you're really saving like $50 off the normal plan here. So it is a big deal. It's the biggest discount we do all year. And even next year when we do Black Friday, it's not going to be this cheap. So might as well jump in now and get it.
I got the heads up on that from Josh, actually. I got the little inside scoop as well, which really does make that a really powerful discount. It's kind of like 50% off because next year it'll be 100, whatever, $97, but right now it's $49 or whatever.
Exactly.
So yeah,
exactly.
It's a big deal. It's a good tool.
And Yep, it's a great tool. And if you're listening to this after January, I apologize, but Link Whisper still a great price, even at $97 for the plan. And then Rank Logic is another WordPress plugin that I have. We have just released the Google Analytics integration. So if you don't like looking at Google Analytics 4, you can use Rank Logic. It's right there within the WordPress dashboard. You can get all your page views, sessions, and you can slice and dice the data based on author or date or so many other metrics. And you can get it for $30 off during Black Friday. So same price, it's $47 a year for Rank Logic. Go ahead and snag that one if you would like to check out Rank Logic. And so there's a bunch of other deals. Basically, if you just Google Niche Pursuits Black Friday, or if you go to nichepursuits.com/Black Friday Cyber Monday deals, kind of a long URL if I'm honest. So I don't expect a lot of people to type this in, but we've got a list of how many were there, a dozen or so deals that you can check out.
Yeah, I'm just looking for mine, Spencer.
Oh, geez. Did you go all the way to the bottom and maybe in the footer?
All the way down there. Yeah, I just keep scrolling. There's a lot of deals here. I just don't see mine.
Oh, interesting. Did you pay your sponsor fee or?
No, I did not.
Okay. No, I'm going to add that. We're recording this a couple days before Black Friday, so I will add it on the page. We noticed that right as we were hitting record, but I will give you the chance to explain the deal right now, which is even better, Jared.
Fair enough.
It's even better.
You're right.
Read it in live.
What's the point? Well, I got a couple Black Friday deals myself. I talked last week about, hey, kind of with the Weekend Growth launch last year, this week, this gives me like the first year to ever participate in a Black Friday thing. But yeah, we talked about it last week. We're going to continue the 50% off for the website Photography Made Easy course through Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And so if you didn't hear about it last week, you can use the code Niche Pursuits to get 50% off that course, which puts it at like under $75. And with all the EEAT stuff, HCU stuff, like for $75, you can learn how to take awesome photos with your smartphone, add them right to your blog, your website, credit for those unique images. For those who don't know, I feel like everybody now knows I used to be a professional photographer, so that's why I made the course. But that's at weekendgrowth.com/photo-course. And then the other one, the official Black Friday deal, that was really the 1-year anniversary deal. The official Black Friday deal is for website reviews. Those are really popular where we do like we review your website, 20 to 30 minute review with analysis and provide some data behind that. Really popular for Black Friday. If you make a purchase with that, you also get a 30-minute consulting session with me for free. And so that's a $200 value, and you can use the code Niche Pursuits to get that. And that's at weekendgrowth.com/website-review. So yeah, those website reviews are pretty popular, especially post HCU. Although I had to do one for nichepursuits.com, as a little roast, if you will, but obviously clearly very successful post HCU. So it wouldn't be too bad of a roast.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, anytime you can provide tips and strategies for what Niche Pursuits can do, like I'm open to that. So,
hey, I appreciate the perspective that one person had who signed up for the website review. They're like, my site's been doing great through all these updates, but I really feel like if I just get one insight, it's worth it. So I don't think you're going to find much, but even one thing would be worth it. When you look at kind of the long term, how much it costs for a review versus, what you could find in the discovery.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of interesting because running a blog that is growing quickly and has a dozen writers and editors, kind of like Niche Pursuits, like there's a lot going on.
Right.
And I am absolutely certain that if an outside set of eyes looked at it, like it would be helpful. So having Jared and his team look at your website would always probably be a great idea. So it's a good deal. Couple of good Black Friday deals coming from you as well, Jared. So listeners can check those out. I think that's about it for Black Friday deals, though.
Can I go way off script? This is not in our agenda, folks. So Spencer might just cut this out if an awkward cut here. You'll know why. I wanted to ask you about a little bit of a side hustle topic that we've been talking about, and I don't want to miss the momentum of it from this week. You've been doing a bunch of YouTube lives. How is that going? Because we publish all the podcast episodes on YouTube, and we've talked in the past about how podcasts, hour-long interviews aren't really best for YouTube, but how are the lives going? Like, are you noticing anything different there that you can share with people in terms of live and all that stuff?
Yeah, I've been really surprised at how well the lives have done on YouTube, if I'm honest. So, like the last live that I did, which is last Friday, I would have to look, but it's got like 7,500 or almost 8,000 views, which is really high. Within the first couple of days, it had over 5,000 views, which is really high compared to what a normal podcast or an hour-long interview would do. And so I think that YouTube pushes those a lot when they're live. I'm sending a bunch of external traffic because I've emailed my list, so several people join right away, and I think they see that, and then YouTube pushes it to other people that might be interested as well. And especially while it's live or within the first 24 hours, I think they push it pretty heavy of like, hey, this just happened. It's live or just was live. And so that's my theory. And that's because that's what I've seen on my last couple of YouTube lives is that they do really well in like the first week. And then after that, it's kind of like a normal, video that it still gets some views, but, isn't sort of taking off. I will just say that you can't just treat the YouTube live like, I don't know, you can't just put, hey, Spencer and Jared talk for an hour in the title. You need to try and write some email copy, or not email copy, some headline copy to make it just like a normal YouTube video. I'm doing custom thumbnails, so it's very clickable. It's enticing. People want to be, they're intrigued by the title and click it. So you need to do all those things. But I found that the lives are doing, quite well. So it's kind of been fun.
It's just an interesting concept for people who maybe have a YouTube channel for their website, right? And it's one of many things they're doing, right? And they create content, they press schedule, and they move on. I'm just so curious how people listening could kind of incorporate. I know my mind's going for one of my websites that has a YouTube channel that does well. Like, I've never done a YouTube live before, and I'm just, so that was going to be some of the questions I had. You answered all of them, so thank you.
Yeah. Yep. You're absolutely welcome. So that kind of takes us to our final segment of the show here. We've got 2 weird niche sites. Always fun to chat about weird niche sites, of course. And so I'll go first here. So I've got a weird niche site, and we've covered things that are in the grammar and sort of vocabulary space. And I'm always just surprised at how well these sites can do. So I've got rhymezone.com, and it's exactly what it sounds like. If you want to figure out what rhymes with what, you type in your word. It can really be any word. Yeah, so if we see what rhymes with tree, it'll pull up a bunch of words. Free, brie,
Flea.
what else we got? Flea. Anyways,
knee.
They've
Spree,
got
spending
like
spree.
100 different words with 1 syllable.
Oh yeah.
And you can look at 2 syllables,
Chablis.
3 syllables. Anyways,
The
so it
North
basically
Sea.
just North Sea,
Snow pea.
weighty.
Oh, here we go. Now we got 3 syllables. So absentee.
Apogee, Cherokee. And it's just what it sounds like. It's a huge list of words that rhyme with whatever input word that you use. Now, I'm sure people are using this for games, grammar games or rhyming games they have on their phone, or that you're trying to write minestrone. You're trying to write a poem, right, and looking for that perfect word. Or when Jared, writes his rap songs,
Yes.
He's got to make sure they're just right.
Oh my gosh.
And but what is fascinating is how much traffic this site gets. According to Ahrefs, it gets like 3.5 million organic visitors a month.
Wow.
3.5 million organic visitors a month. Now, I don't have Ahrefs pulled up in front of me, so I don't know what the top keywords are, but we can imagine that, hey, it's rhyming words, words that rhyme. And I bet some of their top queries are words that rhyme with blank, right?
Yeah.
And this probably pulls up that people can check out. So are you seeing display ads on the site?
I did on the homepage.
Okay.
On the left sidebar, we got an ad there. It looks like Ashley Furniture in this case, Black Friday sale. But I did not see one on the like the rhyme page where we're there with tree.
The results.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't see one here. It's fully loaded with no. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it was one at the top.
It's not.
But
sticky,
that doesn't.
though.
It's not as sticky.
Why
Boy, they could be making a lot more money.
Well, plus
Like
on mobile, that's, I'm going to guess, not even
Mm.
showing, right? Or it doesn't show until you get to the bottom of the page, and it certainly
Maybe
doesn't
so.
stick with you as you scroll. So
Yeah. So pretty simple site overall. That they do a couple other things. They've got a thesaurus.
man, I mean, sorry, but with that traffic, Spencer, think about if they just put in content ads, banner ads here between the syllables. So one syllable to
Yes.
two syllable to three. I mean, that would not be a bad experience for a user. And I've got to imagine would up their income, like double it overnight, right? At least.
Yeah, I would think so. Unless we're missing something here that they're doing with the website visitors, but I don't think so. I agree. It just needs probably more ads. If I owned the site, I would be testing out more ads. I'd have one in the footer on the homepage, and yeah, probably in the middle of the search queries there, like you explained. So,
What is
not
this?
sure what's going on this page here.
Shakespeare search. I don't even know what to do here. Browse. Let's try tragedies. Please enter a word to search for.
Ah.
I'll search for poem. No documents.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know why people are searching Shakespeare's poem or tragedies and plays so much, but apparently they are. So kind of a cool site, rhymezone.com. I just was fascinated with how much traffic it's getting.
All API driven, right? Just pulling from some
Database or API. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I would imagine so. Exactly. So
you and
what
those
do you got for
programmatic
us?
sites.
Yeah, they're fun.
They are fun.
They are definitely
man.
fun.
Today I have a fun one. This is a little more whimsical, to say the least. This is the Cloud Appreciation Society. The society for people who love the sky. Welcome, artists, scientists, cloud spotters, and dreamers. You've come to the right spot.
Buy or renew a membership?
Okay, we'll get into that. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Cool
Jumping
your
ahead.
monetization jets there. Let's. I know though, doing pretty good. Can you imagine buying a membership? We will get to that here in a second.
Wow. Okay.
So the homepage has the cloud of the day. Spencer, if you could, would you try to read what that cloud is right there?
It's the cumulonimbus.
Oh, that's good.
Capillatus cloud?
Yes, very good. I actually asked Google to read it out loud to me
Cumulonimbus
before.
capillatus cloud.
Yeah, you did very well with that. I expected
over
far
eastern
worse.
Arizona.
I
know my clouds.
Boy, you do. So they got cloud of the day, which, as Spencer read, I'm not going to try to say it because I'll, even after practicing, will make a fool of myself. I got cloud of the
You tried
month.
to throw me under the bus.
I really did. I tried to find a way to trip you up there. You did not fall for it. That was really good. I mean, it's like a big repository of clouds. And there's
repository of clouds. Phrase I never thought I'd hear on this podcast.
I have to say it's a pretty well done website. So let's talk. I've got my notes.
It looks
here.
nice.
It does. So just some of the specs.
Cloud of the month.
Yeah,
I love it. It's just funny. Okay.
Meet the cloud that glider pilots surf like an ocean wave. I think this cloud you can see like a pilot in there. By the way, I'm not sure if you knew, but Cloud Appreciation Day is on September 15th every year. Ironically,
I didn't know that.
I'll be able to remember that. It's my wife's birthday.
Okay.
On Cloud Appreciation Day, cloud spotters around the world contributed photographs of their skies to our Memory Cloud Atlas. You can explore the Memory Cloud Atlas, to see the skies contributed from around the world. It opens in a new window. How do you do this? Share this tab instead. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
There we go.
And so you can see, look at this, Spencer. You want to talk about user-generated content. And again, we're having fun, but boy, think about this for someone's website right now.
That's cool.
So it's got this
globe.
Wow,
you can zoom in.
Yeah, if you're not watching on YouTube, it's got this globe, this vision of the world. I can just click on parts of the world. And in theory, I think if I click on this cloud, maybe I can see the cloud. It's loading very slowly. Here we go. So we've got clouds from Italy, Sardinia, Italy, on this day on September 15th. I can go look at clouds from Rome, and you called it out. Let's talk about this membership. So I can go and I can buy a membership in the Cloud Appreciation Society for £34.50 per year. I don't know exactly what I get, but I get to be a part of this membership society. You'll notice buttons at the top or drop downs for their community. So they have forums, they have events. There's a sky gathering happening in 2024. You could buy this membership for somebody else. Here's what it gets: an enamel member badge, a certificate, a cloud selector wheel, cloud a day service, and 10% off the cloud shop.
I'm still baffled. I guess there's people that love clouds. Like, I don't, maybe I'm just missing it, but why would they pay that much a year? That's crazy.
Now, the disappointing thing is that they are a DR69. That's not disappointing, but they only rank for 3,100 keywords.
Not a lot of cloud keywords out there, I guess.
Well, there are. That's the thing. They have 678 pages. They're ranking number 9.
Oh, wow.
For example, for Cirrus Clouds, which is a very popular search.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know how well this website is performing monetization-wise. They are almost unlike so many of the other websites we look at in this segment, where we look at websites like your last one, where they're getting 3.5 million visitors a month and leaving so many monetization opportunities on the table. And we're always thinking like, oh, what could they do? They could do this. They could do that. They could do this. This one feels like they have lots of great monetization ideas.
Yeah.
And very little traffic.
Yeah. Interesting. Maybe there's cloud conferences and people are just coming in droves in person to the website and buying their membership. I don't know. Maybe this is a multi-million-dollar business and we just don't see it. We don't see the back end.
I mean, what are the odds? But I mean, it's
not good.
It's not high, but what did we start the podcast with? Hope springs eternal, right? That's what you and I
Hope
said
springs eternal.
Before we hit record today.
Hey, that's cool. Hey, if you own the cloud website, what was it? What's the name of it again?
Cloudappreciationsociety.org.
I love it, man. It's so official. It's a .org.
It's a
Cloud
.org.
Appreciation Society. This is good. Yeah, clouds. Hey, Tree Appreciation Society. Name any animal. Like, you're gonna get a lot of people that care about these things. So maybe it's a great idea.
Oh, I think it's a fantastic idea. I mean, just knowing like what I know about hobbies and niches, and like there's a passion behind so many things. I mean, I'm thinking about like our neighbor goes every month up, like drives an hour up into the mountains to bring his telescope and hang out with other people to look at stars, and like there's a passionate crowd for so many niches out there that if you're not a part of it, you think like, what? And then when you meet people inside of it, they're like, no, yeah, this is what I do.
This is legit. Yeah. No, that's cool. So that's what you got to do when you're building a site, is find a niche with a lot of passionate people in it. And then, really kind of service that community, write content for that community, and you can do well. A lot of different avenues you can go. So very cool. Hopefully people enjoyed the couple of weird niche sites that we shared today. And again, happy Black Friday to everybody. Jared and I are about to spend Thanksgiving tomorrow. I assume, Jared, with your family and that sort of thing.
Yep.
I'm going to be doing the same here at home. So I wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and I wish everybody, hopefully, we'll just say, hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving and have a great Black Friday, whether you're out shopping or just sitting on the couch with some hot cocoa watching football.
There you go.
And buying stuff off Amazon. I hope that goes well for you also.
And here's to a piggybacking on that, hopefully a profitable Q4 and Black Friday shopping season for everyone out there, whether you're monetizing with ads and the increase in RPMs that comes this time of year, whether obviously you have products that people purchase through either affiliate income like Amazon or your own shop. Like, hopefully you have a great and killer Q4 season.
I agree. Hopefully everybody has a great Q4, makes lots of money during this time of year. But thanks everybody for listening, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Today's episode is sponsored by Search Intelligence. Here's a short clip of Ferry from Search Intelligence showing you how their agency built digital PR links to a client's website.
We got 20 links and placements on massive websites such as The Express, Mirror, Daily Record, and many more, with a campaign about the pros and cons of popular diets. Not bad. This is exactly how we've done it. Our client is a very popular fitness client. We have asked them to provide thorough expert commentary about the pros and cons of the most popular diets. Once we have this information, we put this in a nice email and send it out to 15,000, yes, 15,000 journalists from around the world that write about fitness. So good. And unhealthy. Big publications picked up our story from the email, giving our client massive, juicy, saucy, healthy links that are 100% relevant to their website and that will keep the rankings of the website in a great shape. You see what I've done there? I hope this case study inspires and that you will start leveraging expert community type campaigns to land links to your or your client's website, just like we've done it with this campaign.
Thanks for joining us today on the podcast. Just a final reminder that it was brought to you by Search Intelligence. And if you're looking for link building PR campaigns for your website, just head over to search-intelligence.co.uk and get in touch with them today. Cheers.